Massachusetts, and we are driving all the way across Massachusetts on West Route 2, which was very difficult for me to get onto. I am taking the scenic route, which is about an hour and a half longer than if I were to take highways all the way. And Google doesn't like that very much. It successfully rerouted me twice without me knowing, and attempted to reroute me 3 or 4 additional times. Even if you selected a specific route before you hit start, it doesn't care. I'm so frustrated with Google right now. There was a lot of interchanges between where I was and Route 2 where I wanted to be. So I had to listen to directions, but they were changing so frequently that I didn't know when they were accurate. So when I was following them, they were taking me the wrong way, and when I wasn't following them, they were taking me the right way. So I ended up on 116, which is still a scenic byway, and I'm very pleased by that. If you have any advice for not having a navigator and not wanting to follow Google Maps, let me know. What I should have done, I think, is find a point on Route 2 and added that as a stop so that it would have forced my route a little bit. Just to give you an idea of how hot it gets, in the front of the bus where the engine is, this is chocolate that I purchased maybe an hour ago. To clarify, most of the bus is not that bad. Like, Mochi hasn't even panted at all today, but those chocolate bars were sitting in this basket, which is right in front of the doghouse, which has a little bit of a seam where air from the engine bay comes out and blows right onto my water bottles and makes them hot, my favorite temperature. This is our nice little corner of the woods for tonight, and I am so relieved. I just picked the very first spot that I found because I think getting here was probably the steepest incline that me or the bus has ever driven on. This is where we are. As the sign proclaimed, we have made it to New York, and tomorrow we are going to a place that I have been wanting to revisit for half a decade. I just was looking out the back door and saw one of my favorite little planties. There's one, but there's a ton of them over here. And I think they're very, very cute, but the best part about these little guys is their Latin name is Lycopodium, which I just think is so adorable because they're like teeny tiny little podiums for lichen. And I just imagine the lichen sharing their thoughts and feelings about the goings on in the woods. Oh, we've got a mushroom. Oh, that's not a mushroom. That's a gall. If you want to know more about galls, I would love to talk about them. Maybe I will on my Patreon. Mochi and I have a fundamental disagreement about hiking in bad weather. She's trying to shake off the rain every few minutes. We're in this really woodsy area right now because I thought she might be a little bit more comfortable, but I think we're gonna head back because she's very upset with me. So both of our rain gear has not been waterproofed apparently. We both got very wet. I just took her raincoat off and she was all wet underneath. And my legs got soaked. Oh, poor little soggy baby. She hates being wet. She hates being wet. I know. What's worse, staying home while I go for a walk or being all wet on our hike? It's hard. It's a hard choice. You were so brave. Hi, everybody. I don't usually film this part of the day because it's either very mellow and I like to enjoy those moments, or it's very high stress. This is a little bit of both. I have been trying to talk myself into / out of staying here, but the weather's not going to get any better. So just imagine like the steepest road you've ever seen, washed out to heck, and here we go. Oh, did I mention it's 1 lane, 2 way? Yeehaw! There's like 2 hills that are just crazy steep. Oh my god, oh my god. That is the sound the bus makes when it's in first gear. I think we made it. Down was so much easier than up. I'm gonna park here and hope I'm not in the way, and hope I can get some internet to navigate to where we're going. We've been driving for approximately 10 minutes and I've already had to pull over. When we got down that crazy hill, I started to smell this lovely, like, brain melting, burning smell. And it was so potent that I was like, wow, that is probably me. But then it stopped, so I was like, okay, maybe we're chilling. And then I got a little check oil light, not a check engine light, a check oil light. I'm going to let Calcifer cool down, and then we're gonna check the oil and cross our fingers, because the oil light is off now. The smell is gone. We are going to get to Ithaca, and then I will decide whether I'm going to try and get an oil change while I'm there, or if I'm just going to take it to the shop as soon as I get home. Because here's the other thing. I am guilty of planning to postpone this oil change because I have a feeling that the bus is just going to be parked for the next, 3 to 6 months, which is, the amount of time that sitting oil takes to deteriorate. So I was maybe gonna leave it. You can yell at me in the comments if that's a really bad idea, because I'm all ears. I love learning. We've got 2 more hours to drive today. I might have just let the cat out of the bag that we're going to Ithaca. We're going to Ithaca! I'll tell you all about it later. So I have made it to Ithaca, and this is such a special place for me that I'm going to make it its own video. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait until next week, but I promise you it'll be worth it. If you're dying for more right now, this video is from my first day of my road trip, wherein I was also in the state of New York, but a totally different area. Or if you've already watched everything that I have on YouTube, the first link in my description will take you to my Patreon, where any and all support would be deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will see you next time!